It was the dust. The smell of the horse didn't bother me, nor did my dry sweat. It was the dust, the trail dust. So I went straight for a wash after check-in. Pour me a bath. And it did. The bed disappeared, and a creamy white bath took its place, emerging from the floor. Steaming hot water gushing in immediately. I took off my clothes and stepped in. "It's too flipping hot," I yelled at the control.
"Can you please repeat?"
came the polite reply. "Can you cool down the water in the bath?"
"Certainly, sir."
Then, after a 2-second delay,
"I'm sorry, sir. We'll need to send Vera."
I could tell immediately that Vera was organic, more than likely a human nearing the end of their life. She looked around for a place to put her bowl of water. "Here, I'll take that," I said. Vera didn't seem to know what to do with her eyes. "That's all for now," I said, and she quickly departed. Just as she left the room, something strange happened. Vera paused and rubbed her foot on the floor.
Some nights I make friends with the lumps and creases in the mirrors. Other nights I can barely find a pain-free moment or position. At least the nights are mine. When the probe goes off in the morning, the duty calls. Over the last 2 years, as more and more chips have failed and can't be replaced, so the duty is becoming more onerous. Some days I can't rest my knees. When the probe demanded cold water for AX7, I wondered if I'd make it in time. 2 seconds to spare. The guest was standing naked by the bath. I'd never really seen one of them in the nude before. It was quite comical. I had to work hard to disguise my amusement. I was relieved when the guest offered a quick exit. As I was leaving the room, I remembered the instructions from the phone that I'd hid and nursed for 5 years, but was now dead and seems to be useless. Ever hopeful, I found the energy to press the square by the door with my foot.
I drifted into school. Well, there wasn't really another option for us. At 15, we all had to go and study Energy and Transportation, or ET for short. I go to school bored. I'd stay in school bored, and I'd come home well pissed off. The other students were confident and at ease. They laughed at the lecturer's jokes. They chatted about what they did, what they liked, who they liked, and they kept on sharing their screens and laughing. I was sure they started to talk and laugh about me. As the weeks rolled by, what was boring became painful. On the last week of term, a new lecturer arrived. She was from the institute. She said we would be doing practical. The basic idea, she said, was to use dark emotion to move stuff. It had all to do with finding an alternative to fossil, nuclear, and solar. She put us in groups of 5, and then we had to all have the same emotion. She said to start with the white emotions like happy and grateful, and then change to the darker ones like sad, angry, and frustrated, after a couple of hours or so. "Make sure you do it all together," she said, like it's as easy as that, I thought. We were to focus on a box of matches and try to move it across the table. The assistants attached wires to us, and that was it. I was like, what a waste of time. I could sense the others getting more and more annoyed with me, even when we were supposed to be doing the white emotions. By the end of the week, I was feeling so small, so distant, and insignificant. I sat there alone and unwanted like an empty vacuum. I had this heavy force press in on me. I had nothing to say and nowhere to go. I closed my eyes and tried not to breathe. I blocked everything out and stayed like that for as long as I could. Eventually, I opened my eyes and I just stared at the matches without blinking. I was thinking how stupid and pointless everything was. Then, guess what? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I couldn't take it any longer, and I burst into flames. The next day, the assistants moved me to a new teaching center.
Three days before my 21st birthday, one of the assistants came into my room with a small metal tin. "Here, Alan, this is for you," she said. "For me? What is it?" "Open it and you'll see," she said. "But why?" "Oh, Alan, just open it. Don't overthink things so much." I looked at her and she smiled. Her name badge was Lucy. "Thank you," I said. Inside the tin was a small square of food. I looked at it for a while. "It's a cake," name badge Lucy said. "Here, watch this." And she pulled out a small wax stick, set fire to it, and stuck it on the bit of food. Then she smiled. "Make a wish, Alan." I wasn't sure what to do. She whispered, "Make a wish, Alan." Then she almost seemed to be crying when she said, "Try eating the cake." It seems strange to try and recall what the organics called taste, but if I keep my head very still, I can almost reimagine the sensation. It helps if I rub my fingers together, rub them like they stick together with sugar or syrup. "Have you made a wish, Alan?" Lucy asked. When I recall her voice, it sends a shiver down my back. Tomorrow, they've decided it's time. Duty thinks you are ready for conversion, Alan. So I thought I'd bring cake. "Why, thank you," I said. "You are very kind." After the conversion, I lost all sense of time. The idea was to get rid of anything personal, anything that would distract us from producing maximum energy. I must have some sort of malfunction because I can find this thing I am calling me, and I don't think the duty can access it. Me only comes to mind once in a while, and when it does, I try to record it on my pad. I don't really know why I'm doing it, but things are so mixed up, it seems to be a good idea. That's what I'm doing now. I'm recording me on my pad. After the conversion, the production of energy became much simpler. I no longer needed to focus on the dark emotions. I just needed to think and it would happen. Thinking is so much easier. And then I discovered all I needed to do was repeat my numbers. It would sound something like this. 422-116-697-773. That's not my real numbers. If I did my real numbers, it would be very dangerous. The rest of what organics call time, we would sit in the lobby. I can't remember anything about the lobby. We didn't talk or anything. Nothing ever happened in the lobby, except for that day with the tree. I'd sit in the lobby. When the call came, I'd get up and move to my booth. Then I'd say my numbers. 422-111-232-324-22-221-8. For some reason, I never said 5. The first time the booth failed is one of my strongest recalls. I can still see the assistants moving in a chaotic fashion around the lobby, all their faces with the same startled look. I think the booth failure was just after the injection started, but I can't be absolutely sure. The injection started because it seems our power was reducing. At least that's what one of the assistants said. We've been told to inject you with this. Can you give me your arm AX7? And I did. What is this? I said. Something to improve the power surge, the assistant said. Sometimes I got the injection from the assistant who had given me cake. She was with me when the booth failed. AX7, can you come with me? Name badge Lucy said. She led me through the institute. I saw lots of assistants and directors that I'd never seen before. Alarms were ringing and ringing. We reached an open door. Lucy led me outside. I don't know what I would have done if she hadn't been there. The alarms were too loud. I remember she pointed out the tree. It was all ragged and distorted, and although it seemed so pointless, I couldn't keep my eyes off it. Can I touch it? Lucy nodded. I touched the tree, but I think it was much better just looking at it. Then there was the sky, but I could not touch that. That was the beginning of my trips to the outside. One of the assistants said, "Something must have happened. You have more energy than usual. The duty wants you to go outside again." I don't really sleep. I do lie in bed when it's dark and I recalibrate. It's a bit like sitting in the lobby, though. Nothing happens. In the morning, I ordered breakfast. I don't eat, but every now and then I order food and look at it. Sometimes it helps to recall me and the cake and name badge Lucy's voice. Can I have breakfast? I said to Control. I'd like pancakes, I replied, and black pudding.
With sugar, honey, or maple syrup, sir? With the pancakes, sir?
It almost seemed as if the voice was laughing. Maple syrup, I replied.
Certainly, sir.
Then after a 3-second delay,
I'm sorry, sir. We'll need to send Vera.
the floor opened up and a small table and chair appeared from below. On the table was a dark wooden box labeled condiments. Vera arrived. She appeared agitated and flustered. Is anything wrong? I asked.
I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. Sorry I'm late. I'm 4 seconds late. I couldn't find the maple syrup, sir. It seems like there's a problem with supply, or maybe even with genetics. The cupboard is bare. I'm so sorry, sir. That's the probe, sir. It's noticed I was late. I need to report back to the duty. I'm so sorry, sir.
Here, I'll take that, I said, taking hold of the tray. Vera's fingers were trembling. I found myself giving her a sort of hug and ushering her down on the chair.
Oh, thank you, sir, but I really can't delay things any longer.
She seemed very upset, and it didn't seem right to leave her on her own. Are you hungry? I asked.
There was something almost tender in his voice when he asked if I was hungry. It took me a bit off guard. I looked at the black pudding. Yes, I said, I'm hungry. I hadn't tasted black pudding for years. Years and years. The last time was at a bed and breakfast in Inverness for the honeymoon. The guest opened the wooden box. Condiments? He asked. I said, oh, go on. Tear open the white pepper. And then, is that tomato sauce? I do like tomato sauce. The black pudding was awful chewy. Very nice, I said, and then added, maybe a bit too dry. He was looking at me with those faraway eyes. I was beginning to feel awkward and anxious, and I made to get up off the chair. Vera, can I ask you something? He said. And then before I could reply, why did you scrape your foot on the floor over there? I looked over at the door. I could see the carpet was a bit threadbare. There was a little shaft of dust dancing and shimmering above it in the morning light. Those cleaning chips must have failed again, I was thinking. Hope, I said. Hope? He asked. Yeah. Some strange sense of hope. Hope that things might change. Hope that someone somewhere is listening and might do something about this situation, you know, the old blooming mess we seem to be in. I didn't want to say any more. I didn't want to mention the phone. Now, I really must get back and report. Report? Yes. I've never been 4 seconds late before. Duty will know, and now I'm late for the report. I'm guessing it'll be curtains for me. Curtains? Oh my. All these questions, AX7. Yes, curtains. Kaput. End of. No more send for Vera. Might be a blessing in disguise if I'm honest. I'd already said too much. I rushed out of the room feeling a bit queasy. My husband always used to say, "Now, Vera, let's not eat when we're upset."
When Vera left the room, I walked over to the dust still dancing in the sunlight. "Can you lift the carpet?" I asked Control.
I'm sorry, sir. That's not possible. Will I send for Vera?
No, it's okay.
Is there anything else I can do to help, sir? I do hope you are having a pleasant stay.
I decided to roll back the carpet myself. I rolled it back past the patch of sunlight. There was a thin metal sheet on the floor, small enough to fit in a pocket. My record stops there. I have no further recall from my visit to the hotel and no mention of what happened to Vera. The thin metal sheet did reappear sometime afterwards, so I think I must have stowed it away somewhere safe. At least I assume it was the same metal sheet. At the end of the record there are some letters. The letters are repeated 3 times. C, C, D, V. C, C, D, V. U, R, T, B. T, B, T, B. U, R, T, B. C, C, D, V. C, C, D, V. U, R, T, B. T, B, T, B. U, R, T, B. C, C, D, V. C, C, D, V. U, R, T, B. T, B, T, B. U, R, T, B. I stood on the shore, a creature devoid of emotion and senses, devoid of sex, family and love, cast adrift from time, more something than someone. A creature who yet helps to keep the organics alive. Duty had decided that if a few minutes by a tree had powered me up 3-fold, what would happen if I spent a day by the sea? I do not recall the journey except for the dust and what happened in the hotel. When I stood on the shore, I had this horrible sensation. It was nothing like the tree. I had the urge to write these words. I, who cannot feel, yet I feel this enormous loss. I, who cannot cry, yet feel these tears in my nostrils. I hear an unbearable cry, a cry of sea creatures mourning and suffocating in debris. I turned my back on the sea. This was too much to bear. As I turned, saw my own emptiness filled with the vastness of the dead oceans.
I worked my way along the corridor as fast as I could, but at the top of the stairs I took a dizzy turn. I was so woozy I had to sit on one of those fancy blue chairs that no one ever sits on. I must have fallen asleep straight away. I had this dream about rats. Rats taking selfies of themselves. Big close-up rat faces staring into a camera lens contraption thing and smiling. White rats. They were all white rats. Some of them looked quite friendly, so I wasn't scared or anything like that. When I woke up, the light in the corridor was flickering and clicking off and on. I had no idea what time it was or what on earth was going on. I put my hand to my chest where the probe goes off. No shocks. That's funny, I was thinking to myself. Then I said out loud, I wonder what's going on. I took it easy going down the stairs. Without thinking, I must have gone into my room. I knew I needed to report, but what with all those flicks and clicks, those smiling rat faces and my queasy stomach, I was all confused and muddled. "Well, this is a right strange pickle you're in, Vera," I said, and I lay down on the bed. I must have fallen asleep again. The rats were back in no time, taking selfies in that contraption of theirs. One of them was rubbing themselves against my face and purring like a cat. I reached out to stroke it. I was half awake, even more confused than ever. I was holding my phone, which must have come to life under the pillow. As a child, I spent most summers at Grandpa and Grandma Giles' cottage. I'd play out in the back garden, lost in a child's imagination. Once in a while I'd try to get out through the gap in the hedge, but Grandpa Giles would put his head out of the shed. "Ah, Vera Thompson, you may well be destined for great adventures, but right now I need you to stay in the garden where I can see you." There was a warm authority to his voice I couldn't disobey. When I left the hotel later that day, I could hear his voice urging me out through the door. "There's something not right here, Vera. It's time to spread your wings. Time to reach out. You are a born explorer." Oh my, I thought. An adventure. Out through the hedge. So that's how come after all those years I left the hotel. I don't even know if duty's still waiting for my report. Oh dear, I must be using up all your time, I'm so sorry. And now I'm getting quite tired. Excuse me a minute while I gather my thoughts. You wanted to know if I ever met AX7 again, didn't you? Well, one thing led to another on my adventures, and after a few months or so I found myself at the camp. It was much smaller than this one, but very nice all the same. The people were very kind. Always busy, mind you. There was lots to do. They were kind with their eyes, if you know what I mean. I felt right at home. There was one lovely morning, not long after I'd arrived, when I saw a figure busy up by the mountain stream. He was dragging this large blue metal bath up the hill. It made quite a racket, scraping against the stones and dry earth, and the dust. It kicked up a lot of dust in the morning sun. He didn't seem to mind the dust. I was sitting on a smooth rock and watching as best my eyes would let me. If you waited till the sun rose a bit, the stone was lovely and warm without getting too hot. At one point, he waved and I waved back. I may have shouted something like, "Thirsty work, that," but my voice probably didn't carry that far. I got lost daydreaming again, and then there he was standing right next to me. "Hello, pleased to meet you," he said. It was him. It was AX7. I'm not sure if he recognised me though. He had this real sense of purpose and excitement about him. I do think it's great to see someone absorbed in a project, don't you think? "I'm planting this tree," he said, holding up a twisted, dried out root, "in that bath up there," and he pointed up the hill. "I see," I said. "Wonderful.